Test 1, test 2, make sure we're coming through. Perfect. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to the first race in NACS Racing, Season 1. I am your host, Sidonian Muse, going to be commentating the first race of the season tonight here at Circuit of the Americas in the beautiful state of Texas. A track that's been around for a few years now and has had some great races over the years, some great wheel-to-wheel action. Hopefully we'll see some of that tonight with our drivers who are joining us for the very first inaugural race of the North American Circuit Series. Looks like we're gonna have about 9 or 10 guys here tonight. We have Vodka Victory representing Aston Martin, Smoke and Pete the Newfie rocking the Red Bulls, Slingshot in the Alfa Romeo, Pit Pins, and Zoom Zoom Man in the Haas, Drupally and Mr. Old School in the Mercs, really own the Ferrari. We're gonna get things underway here in just a minute. Before all that, let's talk about NACS. So we are a no assist league running every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on F123. And if you're interested in joining, we still have a few seats left open. So you can join our Discord, or you can message me, Sidonian Muse, on Xbox or Discord, or Pete the Newfie, the co-owner, also on Xbox or Discord. If you if you're interested in racing in the league. Like I said, we still have about 4 or 5 seats open, and we'd love to have you and have more guys out here on the grid with us, who are all clean drivers and are all driving with no assists. So we're going to get things underway here just shortly. We're going to have a short qualifying followed by our full 28 lap race, and we do have dynamic weather on as well, so who knows what the weather is going to throw at these guys here tonight. It's going to be interesting. Sorry, folks. Oh, a little bit of a cough. Well, we're going to get things underway in just 1 second. Looks like we were supposed to have one other person join us tonight, but it looks like they won't be joining us, I'm afraid. But that's all you can do. Stuff happens, stuff comes up. But we are looking for drivers who are dedicated and are going to show up most weeks. Obviously, if you miss a couple weeks here, throughout the season, you miss a couple races, not a big deal. But we don't want people missing multiple races in a row. That's not good. So hopefully, we're going to grow even more. And we should have even more people here for next week at our second race, which will be at Canada. Should have some more people for then as well. Possibly even some new faces as well. But here we go. We're going to get into this short qualifying. 18 minutes to post the fastest time you can here at Circuit of the Americas. And this track is really going to test the drivers, especially if it starts raining. A little bit of everything on this track. You got the super fast first sector going up the hill and then through the S's. Followed by some nice slow sweeping turns in Sector 2, followed by a fast Sector 3. And as we can see here in the qualifying, it's looking kind of overcast right now. So should be interesting because it's already overcast. So does that mean that it might even start raining during the qualifying? Because if I were the drivers right now, it's still dry conditions. I would want to get out there as fast as possible, looking at the sky. It looks like we already have both Haas's. Pit Pens and Zoom Zoom Man already coming out on track. Both Haas's already out. They're going to be the first two to start hot laps here, it looks like. And we'll see how they fare. Vodka Victor also coming out as well. Pit Pen's taking his time, just trying to get his tires heated up. So he'll be all ready to go for his hot lap, his first attempt. And the weather could change at any moment, so this could be some of these guys' only attempt. This could be their only attempt to put a time out on these dries, on these slick tires. You don't know. So they really got to do the best they can here. Make the best of this situation. But Pit Pens did let Zoom Zoom Man go, so he is actually going to be the first person to cross the line and start a hot lap. So we're going to hop on board with him for now. And here we go. Zoom Zoom Man coming around the final corner here now. He's going to start a hot lap, I would imagine. Here he goes with DRS and ERS. Someone is coming out of the pits there. But they're going to hold back, let him go. Yellow flag in sector 3. I think Vodka Victor might have been letting the other Haas, go there. Here he goes. Zoom Zoom Man making his way through the first sector. Trying not to invalidate. Very easy to invalidate there if you're not careful. But he is doing a good job here right now through the first sector. Coming down to this long sweeper leading onto the DRS zone. Coming up here, we'll see what is, in my opinion, the hardest turn on this entire circuit here. Coming around right about here, this long sweeping left right here can unsettle the car so easily and cause a lot of people to spin out if they're not careful. But it doesn't look like it's getting any sunnier, so I think we might be right. I think this, I think it might start raining during this qualifying. It might be wet at the end. So like I said, this could be some of these guys' only chance. But here we go. Zoom Zoom Man is going to cross the line. He's going to be the first car to do so. And he's going to set a 137.4. First time up on the board right away. Mr. Old School currently invalidated. He's going to have to go around again. He had a rough time there. Must invalidate in the first sector. Drupally, his teammate in the Mercedes, just starting a hot lap there now. Zoom Zoom Man's teammate in the Haas posts a pretty similar time there, a 137.4 as well. Both Haas's with the first two times on the board. Never yellow in sector 1. And it was the Haas. We're hopping on board Rilio here now, repping the Ferrari. His teammate Raptor is not here tonight, I'm afraid, so he's going to have to rep Ferrari all by himself tonight. No one else besides the Haas's has been able to put a time up just yet. But Rilio will be the next person to cross the line. And looks like he's at least going to get a time on the board. It might not be an amazing one, but it is going to be a time. Which could be very important for him. Because if some guys don't even get dry times in, it could definitely help him out. He's going to cross the line. 140.9. Going to put him at the back for now of the time sheet. But Drupally Bunyan, M-Tray in the Mercedes coming around looking to take provisional pole for now, and it looks like he's actually not. 147.5, he's actually just ever so slightly slower than the two Haas, but around the same pace. Vodka Victory also coming around the final corner now. He's going to cross the line with a 138.8, but here we go. I think he's going to do another hot lap here. I don't think he was happy with what happened there on that lap. He's going to go again, it would appear. Everyone else who doesn't have a time on board yet, they're all out and out laps except for Smoke, aka Black Stappen, in the Red Bull. Still in the pits. But here we go. Like I said, on board with Vodka Victory. Looks like he's going for, trying to set a much better lap time here. But having a little bit of a struggle there at the end of Sector 1. Having some issues there, and it looks like he's going to have to let the Mercedes go. Meanwhile, Pete the Newfie, also just coming through Sector 1, says he just set a purple Sector 1. Awesome Sector 1 there from Pete. We're going to see if he can continue that form into the rest of his lap. Repping the Red Bull. Another yellow flag in Sector 3, though. Looks like, okay, it's just Rilio coming into the pits. He's all good. Gets into the pit safe and sound. Another purple sector for Pete the Newfie. He is flying right now. So far, the Haas duo still holding the top times on the sheet right now. We'll see if they can keep that form. But Pete is coming around here on a flyer right now. And managed to keep it together. All he has is the final corner here. And Pete is going to cross the line with a 136.4. That's going to put Pete the Newfie in provisional pole for the time being. An entire second faster than both the Haas's and Drupally. Amazing stuff. Now that is one of the Haas's though. Moved out of the way. Thought Pete was on a hot lap, but he wasn't. Since he's only on that lap, giving her another shot. Same thing with Vodka Victor. Looks like he's giving another shot here as well. We also have a slingshot coming around here now. Not using any ERS though. I think he's going to go again. Try to get a much better lap than that. Here we have Mr. Old School now in the Mercedes, Droop's teammate. Coming through Sector 2 here now, actually on a flyer, actually using his ERS, giving it everything he got. And it's time to see what this man is capable of. Like I said, he did invalidate on his first attempt. This is his second real attempt here. Trying to get a time on the board. And possibly even try to steal provisional away from Pete with that 136.4. Coming around the final sector here now. Flying through these final couple corners. Key spot here to not invalidate, and he keeps it together, keeps it on track. And he comes around the final corner. It looks like he's going to get it. Yeah, a 134.8 for the Mercedes driver. Holy cow. Vodka Victory posts a much better lap as well. 136.6. That bumped him up to third. Just 0.2 slower than Pete. But wowzers. Mr. Old School. 134.8. Absolutely insane time there. Out of this world run from him there. A second and a half faster than the two people below him. Meanwhile, Smoke here now coming through the final sector as well. Only person yet to put a time on the board with 7 minutes left of qualifying. He's very lucky, though, that it has stayed dry throughout all of this qualifying so far. So he is going to at least get a dry time in. But if the weather stays like this, we could be looking at a potential wet race here in Texas. But here we go. Smoke actually starting his full-on hot lap here now, so we're going to hold on with him and see how he does. But unfortunately, Smoke, they are coming through Sector 1. Unfortunately, DNFs. Which is not great for Smoke, because that means he's going to have to go around again. Not great at all. He doesn't even have a time that he would like on the board right now. Is currently ahead of Rilio, but still near the back at the moment. Slingshot with the 138.4 has him in 7th at the moment. Here we go. Looks like Druply in the Mercedes starting a new hot lap here now, trying to move himself up ahead of the Haas's at least, because he is super close with them at the moment. You see his rear starting to kick there a little bit. 6 minutes left of the qualifying. Hold on with Druply at the moment, but we will check back with Mr. Smoke. But it looks like Old School is out of his world right now. It looks like he's in a league of his own. No one even coming close to his time at the moment. Oh, what is going on? It looks like, oh no, I think something's going on with Druply. Thought he was on a hot lap, but doesn't look like it, unfortunately. He's going to have to try to charge his battery up once more. 5 minutes to go. Checking back with Smoke, looks like makes it through Sector 1 clean this time with no invalidation, so he's going to go here and try for a real lap time. Try to secure a better position. Oh no, and Smoke bins it there on the second last corner. Bins it right over that curb. And unfortunately, that's going to be another invalidated lap time for Smoke. He's almost running out of time here now. Aye. Smoke really having a rough qualifying here. Really struggling to get a time. And he's low fuel, which means he's going to have to pit now. So many yellow flags. Can't even see how much time is left in the session. 4 minutes, so he's going to have to pit here and try his fastest to get back out on track. But it looks like Smoke is only going to have like one more opportunity to set a solid time. It's going to be his last chance. If he can't, he will be starting in the back with Rilio. Meanwhile, Druply comes from the final sector here now. He's up a couple tenths on his time. Looks like he could potentially move up a couple positions here if he can keep it together for these last few turns. And he keeps it together, doesn't invalidate there. Coming through the final corner now. This is his opportunity. Druply is going to cross the line with a 136.3. Good, wicked lap from Druply there. It's going to put him up into second. It's a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment with 3 minutes left of the qualifying. Puts him ahead of Pete and Vodka, however, still nowhere close to his teammates' time. There's Pete going back into the pits now after invalidating. Vodka victory, currently out. Sorry, guys. Steve's Vodka victory, though, is currently out on track, though. Sets a purple sector 2, coming through the final sector here now. Trying to get a big improvement to his time. Let's see, can Vodka take those positions back? And move up with Mr. Old School. Let's see, Vodka Victory is going to cross the line with a 1:35.5. And he becomes only the second person to get a time faster than a 1:36 at the moment. Puts him up in second. Still under Mr. Old School. No one has still been able to beat his time. However, that is going to put him second for now. Like I said, still 8/10 slower than Mr. Old School. But Mr. Old School posts an even faster time. He gets 1/10 quicker. Shaves another 10th off his time with the 1:34.3. So that is now the time to beat. 1 minute left of the qualifying session. But Vodka Victory, currently his lap is invalidated right now, so he might have an opportunity for one more run. If he can get around in the next minute and charge up his battery, he might have an attempt. If he has the fuel, but that could be it for Vodka, though. Druply now currently low on fuel. And he doesn't really have the ERS to do it here, so that might be it for him as well. Slingshot coming around here now. He's going to have one final attempt to improve his time. One final hot lap attempt. It looks like Pete and the two Haas's are also out right now, trying to get one last run in as well. Smoke, though, has stayed in the pits. That's it for Smoke. Smoke and Rilio are both going to be starting at the back. I'm afraid, unfortunately, the qualifying just did not come together for Smoke there. He was looking really good, but he just choked on that final hot lap he did. He just choked on that second last corner, and it cost him everything. It definitely cost him dearly. Here we go. Red Bull Pete the Nuvi has 4 seconds to cross line. 3, 2, 1. Is he going to get a final lap in? Holy cow. Pete the Nuvi manages to squeeze in one final hot lap there. Manages to make it around the track just in time. But that is going to be it for Zoom Zoom Man as well. But Pete is on one final flyer here now. He's trying to gain some of those positions back that he lost to Vodka and Druply. That's going to be it for Mr. Old School. He's taking the time he got. Druply's in the pits. That's going to be it for him as well. And if we check, I think... So it is down to Vodka and Pete to improve their times here, but Pete is only saving 2/10 at the moment, which could still get him ahead. Druply, though, could move him up one position. Oh, Pete almost saving a full second on his time here going into the final sector. It all comes down to this. If Pete can do this, he'll move himself up into the front row with Mr. Old School. Ooh, car looking a little shaky there, though, coming out of that corner. He just has to keep it together for these final couple corners. This is where his teammate choked earlier. But he manages to do it there. Final corner for Pete the Nuvi coming around here now. What is his time going to be? Pete the Nuvi is going to cross the line with a 1:35.3. And that's going to put Pete the Nuvi up on the front row with Mr. Old School. But that's going to do it for the qualifying. Congratulations to Mr. Old School for securing the very first pole position in the North American Circuit Series in NACS. Mr. Old School and Pete the Nuvi will be starting on the front row together, followed by Vodka Victory and Druply Bunyan on the second row. But, yeah, crazy pace from Mr. Old School there. If we take a look here, Mr. Old School, basically a full second faster than Pete the Nuvi and Vodka Victory. Absolutely insane. 1:34.3. Crazy, crazy time. But then we're going to have both the Haas's starting 5th and 6th. Great start for the two of them. Slingshot and the Alfa Romeo starting 7th. And then Smoke and Rilio starting at the back. But that's absolutely insane from Mr. Old School. A full second faster than Pete the Nuvi and Vodka Victory. The ball is in his court, but the question is, can he dunk it? But regardless, folks, this is when the drivers like to take a quick little 5-minute intermission to prepare themselves before the full race begins. As I said, this is when the drivers are taking a quick little 5-minute intermission to prepare themselves before the full 28-lap race begins. So I will see you guys back here in 5 minutes' time. And here we are, we're back, folks. Here we go, it's lights out and away we go. Here at Circuit of the Americas, here in Texas. Coming up the hill now into turn 1. Mr. Old School holds his lead, starting on the yellow, starting on the faster tires. The Ferrari of Rilio going a little wide there. Oh, and someone's already lost it at the back. Pit-Pens has lost it. Severe damage. He definitely lost it and hit someone there, I think. I think he might have hit the Mercedes of Drupely. Someone definitely took some damage. Some debris went flying, absolutely flying there. Oh, but there we go. Drupely flying by the other half of Zoom. Up into 5th. Slingshot now on the yellows in 4th at the moment. At the back here, we can now see, oh, what a disaster for the Haas. Both of them had a decent qualifying. Now both of them are at the very back. Not a great start for the Haas drivers. This does move Rilio up into 7th in the Ferrari on the softs. Trying to chase down Smoke in the Red Bull. Looks like he's going to send it on him here. Going for a move here. Into the turn. But he keeps it clean, keeps it together. But Smoke is going to hold his position. Aurelio is fighting Smoke every inch of the way. Pulls ahead of him once again. Moves up into 6th. Great start for Aurelio on these soft tires. Really making him work here. Mr. Old School saying fastest lap of the race for the moment. 138.6, but that's going to change very quickly. Vodka Victory now looking to make a run here on Pete the Newfie into turn 1. The reason why we started the race, guys, right away is because there is a formation lap glitch in this game that still needs to be patched. So unfortunately, we have to cut out the formation lap. So we're just right into the action right away. No time to think, just straight into it. And yeah, so Smoke has been forced to pit already, and so has Zoom Man. So really terrible start for the Haas team. Some disaster must have happened there. I wonder if Pit-Pens lost it and hit into his teammate. Was that some teammate carnage going on there already? I wonder. Didn't quite, like I said, didn't quite see who took the damage. But I know the Pit-Pens definitely lost it. They're coming out of turn 1. Vodka Victory, though, still quite not able to make the move on Pete the Newfie. But they are already 5 seconds behind Old School, who is just flying away on the yellows at the front at the moment. Like I said, amazing start for Slingshot in the Alfa Romeo. Has capitalized on the chaos and is currently sitting pretty in 4th. Great start for him. Here we go. Vodka Victory is staying within range of Pete the Newfie, so he should have DRS on him coming up here. Into turn 1, DRS has now been enabled. I just want to check real quick. I just want to look at the lap times from people, if I can view that. Yeah, at the moment, Mr. Old School, even though he is on the faster tires, he's on the yellows, but he is lapping 2 seconds faster than Pete the Newfie at the moment. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Just wanted to throw that out there, just to show that off. But yeah, that's absolutely crazy. He is gone. He is flying away into the sunset. But Vodka Victory and Pete the Newfie, these two rivals right now in the Red Bull and the Aston Martin, are currently going head-to-head, going at it. Has Smoke been forced to pit again? Yes, he has. Now he's coming out in the yellows. Oh my goodness. Things have just gone from bad to worse for Smoke here in the very first race of the season. But there we go. Vodka Victory going to go side by side with Pete the Newfie through the DRS zone. But he's still not going to be able to pull ahead of him there, but he's going to try for it here. They're going to go side by side into this corner. And Vodka Victory is going to pull ahead on him there. Oh, they're going to touch. The Aston Martin and the Red Bull both touch. But they keep it together. They're okay. Vodka Victory does get ahead of Pete the Newfie with only a slight bit of contact there. But they're okay. Pete the Newfie is going to be looking to take it back from him. Because now he's going to have DRS of his own going up the hill here. Another important gap to keep an eye on. Drupally in the Mercedes is starting to save time and catch Slingshot in the Alfa Romeo. So I'm sure we'll... Oh! Bump from Pete the Newfie. Pete the Newfie bumps right into the back of Vodka Victory there. We caught that right live on the cam. Little bit of a birthday bump there from Pete the Newfie to Vodka Victory, even though it's not even his birthday, but yeah, little bit of a bump. They definitely got to be careful. They're definitely not holding back anything. There we go. Looks like Pitpens has now managed to recover a position. Gets past Rilio there, coming through the S's on Sector 1. He got a lot of time to save if he wants to catch anyone else. A lot of time. The guys at the back have really fallen off due to that Turn 1 incident. Well, I should say Turn 1 exit incident. But here we go. Pete the Newfie got DRS on Vodka Victory. They're going to go at it once again. Absolute madness between the Red Bull and the Aston. Both on the hard tires. Only people to opt for the hards here right now. And Mr. Old School is already 11 seconds clear of Pete the Newfie and Vodka Victory by lap 4. That is honestly insane. That is honestly crazy, to say the least. Vodka Victory now with DRS on Pete. Slingshot is still managing to keep the gap, though, to Drupally. He's doing good in that Alfa Romeo. But as I said, Smoke, I don't know what happened to Smoke. He must have been the one who received the damage when Pitpen spun. Because there's definitely a couple people that got caught up in that Turn 1 incident. Because now, not only has he crippled his teammate, but he's crippled Smoke as well. Now, obviously, like I said, we only have 9 drivers here tonight, so Smoke, as long as he finishes the race, Smoke will still get some points for Red Bull, but there was definitely a lot more on the table, and this could have been a great moment. Oh, but here we go, Vodka Victory going side by side in the DRS zone with Pete the Newfie once more. Pulls ahead of him, moves back up into second. But, as I was saying, there was definitely a lot more to play for Smoke and Red Bull tonight. As, Vodka Victory's teammate Great Ace could not make it tonight. So this was a great opportunity for Red Bull to try to, you know, gain some points over on Aston Martin early. But, unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to be the case for Red Bull tonight. But these two drivers, Pete and Vodka, still keeping up with one another. No one is getting away from the other yet. We'll wait and see. On lap 6 of 28 here at Circuit of the Americas. Rilio still out on the softs at the moment in 7th. Still holding the position over Zoom and Smoke, but he will have to pit eventually. We'll see how long he decides to take these softs. That's going to be something else to keep an eye on. Pete the Newfie now going into the start of lap 7. Looks like he's going to have another shot Add vodka here. Both of these guys have been fighting each other every step of the way. But they're still managed to hold the positions ahead of Slingshot. But it looks like Drupally in the Mercedes has made a mistake because he was catching Slingshot. He was like 1.3 seconds behind Slingshot. And now he's 5 seconds behind Slingshot. So unfortunately for Drupally, he definitely made a huge mistake there, and it's gonna cost him. It is going to cost him dearly. But like I said, anything can happen. But as of right now, no safety cars, nothing at the moment. Great aerial shot to show the Red Bull still chasing the Aston Martin. Still staying within that 1 second. Pete now, though, just trying to stay with Vodka. Still not close enough to make a move, though, it doesn't look like. Everyone else fairly spread out here now, except for Pete and Vodka, who are fighting for these important points, because these could come back later on down the line in the season. Even one position like this could make a huge difference in the Constructors, or even for the title fight. You really don't know. No one... Oh, commentator's curse as well. Yellow flag in Sector 1, too. Yeah, there goes Pit Pins off on the road there. Making an error. Returns to track just ahead of Rilio. But now he's made a huge mistake, and now Rilio is going to be right behind him on the softs. As we just saw, like I said, oh my god, he picks up another one. Pippins picks up another time penalty. Commentator's curse, I was just about to say that no one had picked up any time penalties yet in this race, but as soon as I was about to say that, Pippins picked up a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting, and now he's picked up another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So now Pippins has 9 laps into the race, already has a total of 8 seconds of time penalties. And that is really going to come back to bite him by the end of this race, because as we can see, both Rilio and Zoom Zoom are both in that range to gain positions off of him. Take those points away from him and from Haas. But, oh my goodness, shockingly though, Pete the Newfie picks up, it's the second driver to pick up a penalty tonight, picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well, just like Pit Pins in the Haas. So that could be huge. That could decide a lot here tonight, because 3 seconds could make a big deal. That could dictate whether Pete even finishes on the podium tonight, especially if there's a late safety car. If there's a late safety car and everyone gets bunched up again, those 3 seconds could really hurt. But there we go. The other Haas also picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So we shall see. But Smoke now is currently at the back on 6-lap Old Yellows. Just can't catch anyone at the moment. I almost want to watch Smoke for a second here now to see, like... Because I'm guessing that damage... Like, Smoke must have been the one who received damage, considering how much he's struggling. Yeah, he's almost used up all of his ERS as well, trying to catch back up. I think... Smoke must have some sort of irreparable rear wing damage that he's really struggling with here, I would say. There got to be something holding them back. For sure. Here we have Zoom Zoom now, also coming up right behind the Ferrari of Rilio. Looking to make a move on. Oh, and Let's Go Pitpin spins out! Coming around the sweeping corner in Sector 3. Pitpin receives another 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Rilio. Is Rilio going to have to pit, though? It doesn't look like it. No, Rilio is going to stay out. He's okay. But Pitpens now does receive another penalty. He's now all the way at the back with, if we check out his penalties, now has 13 seconds of time penalties. Holy cow, this has been a rough race for the Haas driver. Really rough stuff for him. Absolute madness. And Drupally in the Mercedes still struggling so hard. Now 19 seconds behind Slingshot. We now have another yellow flag in Sector 3, is it? Pitpens has now gotten another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and he's now pitting. I wonder if he's going to retire from the race. I guess we'll find out here now in a second. No, he hasn't. Let's see. Is he pitting for... Looks like he's pitting for the hards to go the rest of the race. And he's serving that penalty. Pitpens now serving his penalties in the pits, it looks like. So he won't have to worry about them later. In case there's a safety car, he'll be back in the fight. Oh, nope, never mind. Never mind. Pitpens has retired from the race. That is gonna do it for the Haas driver. He is out. He has decided to retire after all those incidents. Just having a real tough time controlling the car here at this particular track. Which is a shame because he had a decent qualifying. But that happens sometimes. Sometimes things fall apart in the race. And that is all you can do. But from all this carnage, Smoke has now moved up into 7th. Ahead of Rilio. After that incident, Pitpens spun out, and I think Rilio hit into him. Because he was spun out right in front of him. I think that's what happened there. Clear as day. Another yellow flag in Sector 2, is that... No, that's his, okay, I was just checking. That is Mr. Pitpen's car out on track because he retired so late. He did retire while he was in the pits. However, he retired when he was like coming out of the pits. Like he retired when the car was getting sent out. When really, as soon as he crossed the line, he should have retired. That way the car just gets stopped quicker, you know? So FYI, if anyone's watching the stream from now on, yes, retire in the pits, but retire, like as soon as you cross the line, retire. That was a bit too late there. But that's fine. Still didn't force a safety car or anything, so it's all good. Pete the Newfie here now, still trying to keep up with Vodka Victory. Trying to get back within a second of him. Another yellow flag in Sector 3. That is that Haas is still out on track even though he's retired. Why has that Haas not been put away yet? What is going on? Is the game glitching out or something? It says Pitpens has DNF'd. I don't understand why his car is still out on track when he retired from the race. Should definitely have been like pulled over and, you know, taken care of. Like, why is that Haas still out on track? I don't understand. That is a very strange thing. That should not be that way, but Should not be the case. That Haas should be gone. Like, let me just watch. Is that Haas gone yet? Like, why is it still out on track? That is causing problems. See, all because he didn't retire as soon as he pulled in the pits. But even so, oh, Pete the Newfie getting a little shaky there. But now still has DRS. Mr. Old School now deciding to go for his pit stop, the pit for the hards. Here. That's going to put Vodka Victory in the lead for now. But Pete the Newfie still has that 3-second time penalty. Like I said, that's going to hurt him in the long run. But I'm just so confused as to why that Haas is still out on track. Why is that Haas still out on track? My goodness. Okay, I think the Haas has finally... Okay, the Haas is finally gone. After like 2 laps, they finally got that Haas off the track. That's crazy. So FYI, I'm going to make a statement about that as well to all the drivers. Pit as soon as you cross that line and you're pulling into the pits. Retire from the race. Don't wait until they're sending your car back out. But here we go. Zoom Zoom Man, even though he has time penalties, is right behind Smoke now. Looking to make a move. But he's going to have to wait till after the S section. Probably going to have to wait till the DRS zone. So we're going to hold on with him for now and see what he can do. He is using ERS though. But Zoom Zoom will have DRS on Smoke here now in the DRS zone. Will he be able to make a move on him? Smoke's light is blinking. Smoke doesn't have the ERS to do anything about it. He's going to go for the move into the turn. But it looks like Smoke is going to try to fight and take it back from him on the next corner. But let's see. Oh, Zoom Zoom goes way wide there. So yes, Smoke is going to take the position back from the Haas driver. These two scrapping here at the moment. Then we also have Mr. Old School, though, who's right behind Slingshot, putting the pressure on the Alfa Romeo driver. But it looks like he's just going to be smooth sailing right into the DRS zone here. Though he does go a little wide. Goes off track there for a second. Still no penalties for him yet, though. And he manages to get past Slingshot, so he is going to be on the charge now to catch back up to Pete and Vodka since he's on these fresh tires and get back in the lead of the race. And Zoom Zoom picks up another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so let's check out the penalties once again. So now Zoom Zoom now has 6 seconds of time penalties. That is going to hurt him if he wants to get that position back from Smoke. But there we go. As I said, yeah, Mr. Old School now picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings because he definitely did go off track there on that turn before the DRS zone. So I knew he definitely had to have at least a warning. But now we know for sure. So Mr. Old School has also picked up a 3-second time penalty. But judging by his pace, again, if we look at the pace here, yeah, still 2 seconds faster than Vodka Victory and Pete the Newfie, so I don't think he's going to have a problem getting back into the lead of the race, especially since both people ahead of him still need to pit. Eight drivers remain after Pitpen's retired from the race in the pits, even though his car still went around for like 2 laps. And we'll see. It's interesting how much Drupally has been struggling. That Mercedes has not been able to gain any ground here tonight, funny enough. But there we go. Zoom Zoom Man pulls into the pits now. do his pit stop for the race. Going to come out on the hards to finish. And we're going to see how long Vodka Victory and Pete the Newfie decide to take these hard tires. They're halfway into the race now, still on the hards. Let's see. Looks like they're going to go another couple laps. Try to extend it a bit, though. Mr. Old School is now hot on their tail, though. He is now right behind Pete. They're going to have a bit of a DRS train here going now, and he's going to try to fly past Pete and Vodka. We'll see if he's able to do so. Oh no, and I've just been informed that apparently Drupally is actually not racing right now. Apparently, Drupally lost power. Apparently, a lightning storm took out the power in his entire county. As Mr. Old School goes for a DRS overtake on Pete the Newfie, just flies right by him in the DRS zone. Like it's Trans-Canada Highway. And now his next target is Vodka Victory, looking to eat him up as well. But as I was saying, yeah, I've just been informed that Drupally, unfortunately, is basically not here because the power took out his, the lightning took out his power in this county. So, unfortunately, that means, as per our rules, if you are AI for more than half of the race, it does not count. So, unfortunately, it looks like Drupally's position is going to be null and void. I'm afraid for the Mercedes driver. There we go, Slingshot now went 15 laps on those, sorry, 16 laps on those yellows. Going to pit now. Do his pit stop for the race. Here we go. Looks like Old School is going to be looking to make the move on Vodka Victory here now. Coming down the hill. Is he going to go for it here, or is he going to wait for the DRS zone? No, he's just going to go for it here, it looks like. Before the DRS zone. But he goes completely off track there. His entire car off track there for Mr. Old School. So he's still behind Vodka. But he's going to have DRS on him here. He's going to be looking to make a move. Going into the corner. And he flies by Vodka Victory just like that. There we go. Mr. Old School, even though he has that penalty, he has technically taken the lead of the race, as Vodka and Pete both still have to pit. And there we go. Pete the Newfie has now decided to pit to come out in softs to finish the race. Same with Slingshot. Both of them going to end their race on the softs. It would appear. I imagine we'll see Vodka Victory pit here soon as well. Alright, yeah, so I've just been given the full debrief that apparently, yeah, so Drupally's power, as you can see, there's the AI pitting for him there now. Drupally's power did go out around lap 5 or 6, which is why he was starting to gain that time on Slingshot, and then just all fell away. It's because that's when the power went out for him. But here we go. We got 10 laps left of the race. Drubly's AI now pitting, so Smoke, you know, he's AI anyway, so Smoke was going to get that position regardless. But Smoke does move up into 5th. So it looks like Smoke is starting to recover his race a little bit, fortunately. Which could help Red Bull out in the Constructors immensely. Rilio is at the back, but again, as long as he finishes the race, as long as Rilio finishes the race, he will still get points. And those points, like I said, could come in handy later on in the season. It's only the first race. But there we go, Vodka Victory pitting for the soft tires now as well. Both of them going to be on the softs. Him and Pete. At this point, they're racing themselves because Mr. Old School 20 seconds clear. Only way anything will happen is if he makes a mistake. Or if there's a safety car and he's forced to pit for the softs. But at the moment, Vodka Victory has come out of the pits 2.5 seconds behind Pete the Newfie. Though, like I said, Pete the Newfie does have a 3-second time penalty for the multiple warnings. So, if Vodka can just stay within 3 seconds of Pete, he will take the position away from him. Sorry, folks, a little bit of a cough here, but Pete the Newfie takes fast lap of the race for the moment with a 137.9. Looks like it's going to be down to all these guys on the softs to see who's going to get the fastest lap, but Pete does have it for the time being. If we check out the lap times, yeah, just 0.2 faster. That's kind of crazy. Only 0.2 faster than Mr. Old School's hard time. Or sorry, his mediums. That wasn't on the hards. That was on the mediums. It's kind of insane. But regardless, the fastest lap is the fastest lap. If he can hold that, that'll be an extra point for him. That will really help him out in the standings. Here we go, Vodka Victory now starting to get within a second of Pete the Newfie. He is coming for him. He got 7 more laps. But as long as he doesn't get a penalty, if he just keeps a gap like this to Pete, he will take the position from him. But he does take one thing from him, and that is fastest lap, 147.7, 0.2 faster than Pete. Like I said, Vodka is lapping faster. And that fastest lap point will come back to help him later on down the line in the championship. Every point counts. And for same thing for Zoom Zoom. You know, he's there in 7th, basically. Well, sorry, well, you know, Druply is basically an AI. So, really, at this point, Rilio will finish 7th, and Zoom Zoom will finish 6th, which is where he's 2 right now. as things stand. It doesn't look like Smoke is going to be able to catch anyone either. Same thing with Slingshot. Slingshot has completely fallen off the pace of Pete and Vodka, but he's still out there doing his thing on those softs. But here we go, Vodka victory now. Finally caught up to Pete. Almost went for a move there on him into that corner. These two have definitely been the talk of the race tonight. Both Vodka Victory and Pete the Newfie have just been going at it here. Back and forth the whole time. Great stuff. Great to see. Here we go. He is going to have DRS on Pete the Newfie now, though. But not going to be quite enough there. Going up to turn one, up the hill. But he is going to have another opportunity here now momentarily. Coming through the first sector. Like I said, Vodka Victory still keeping it clean. Still no penalties for him. But Vodka is the kind of guy, he doesn't like winning off penalties. You know, he wants to win off the overtake. He still wants to beat Pete on track, wheel to wheel. It's the kind of guy he is. He doesn't like winning off technicalities. He wants to win off the raw pace alone. And here he goes, DRS zone. Flying up alongside Pete the Newfie. Pulls ahead of him in the DRS zone. Just going to put him up into second. And these two have been shaving some time off of Mr. Old School's time since they're on the faster tires. It was 20 seconds. Now they have it down to 14, but I don't think they're going to have enough time left in this race to be able to close that gap. Oh no, and the Red Bull of Pete the Newfie goes way wide there on the final corner. What happened there? It's like he didn't even brake. He just went completely off. He's lucky he didn't take any damage though. But like I said, and he's still there with Vodka, so he's okay. He's still within DRS of Vodka. But I don't know what happened there with Pete. Almost completely lost it there on the final corner. Zoom Zoom now picks up another 3-second time penalty for the multiple warnings. Like I said, at this point it doesn't really matter how many penalties he gets because the only person really behind him is Rilio, and he is a ways off. So he is A-okay at the moment. But Pete the Newfie picks up another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So if we take a look, that is now 6 seconds for Pete. So it's basically over for him. The best he can hope to do now at this point is just finish in third, finish on the podium. Because the only hope he's going to have now is if Vodka gets penalties in these final couple of laps, or if Vodka messes up at some point. But now it's become, it was bad enough that it was a 3-second gap, now it's 6 seconds. It's looking kind of rough for Pete here now. Especially since, you know, there's only 5 laps remaining. Like I said, they are closing the gap to Mr. Old School. Got down to 12 seconds now, but I think it's a little too late. But no, Pete is starting to lose some time to Vodka there now. Didn't have a great turn one. But yeah, Pete has started to lose some time to Vodka here now. He is falling behind. Vodka is pulling away a little bit, I'm afraid. 11.2 seconds to Mr. Old School. If he wants to close that gap to Old School does have a 3-second time penalty. So if Vodka Victory wants to catch Mr. Old School and win the race, he's going to have to close another 8 seconds to him in the final 4 laps of the race. So he's basically going to have to close 2 seconds a lap. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Ferrari of Rilio looks like he was having a little bit of issues there. Something happened, but he's okay. He's still in the race. Take a little bit of a hydration break. But it doesn't look like Vodka now is saving any time over Mr. Old School. Still within that 11 seconds. Oh no, he saved a couple tenths on him there though. He is still saving some time on him, but like I said, he'd have to save like 2 seconds a lap, which is going to be tough. It's a very monumental task for Vodka Victory to do that. But it looks like him and Pete definitely got the strategy right tonight, going hard to soft. It looks like they technically got the strategy right. It's just Mr. Old School was so fast in that first stint. He was literally 2 seconds a lap faster than them in that first stint on the yellows. Like I said, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to close the gap. And Pete is now falling more than 2 seconds behind Vodka. So it looks like he's just going to have to bring the car home and get, take the position he got at the moment. Yeah, see Pete falling off Vodka even more now. 3-second gap. The Slingshot is nowhere close, and neither is Smoke. And the Red Bull of Pete going wide there once more. Brakes a little late there. 8-lap old softs for Pete. Like I said, just a couple more laps. He just has to cross that line and get the car home. Vodka does have the gap down to Mr. Old School now. Like, he had it at 9.8 seconds there. So like I said, that means he still has to save like another 6.8 seconds, which isn't really going to be possible, I don't think, with only 2 laps remaining. Only way would be if Mr. Old School were to receive another penalty and have 6 seconds of time penalties, then it might be possible, but as of right now, it's not looking like it. It's looking like this is pretty much how the race is looking. 2 laps to go. This is looking like how everything is going to end here. The stewards will have some stuff to look at, mainly that turn 1 incident with the Haas, which I believe was pit pens. That turn 1 incident with the Haas was very dangerous, so I'm assuming the stewards will probably end up having to take a look at that, but I think that's mainly it. I don't think there's too much else really to look at other than what happened there coming out of turn 1. Vodka Victory now got it down to 8.5. But again, still not looking good enough. Like I said, Mr. Old School would have to get another time penalty for this to even be remotely possible, I think, right now. But here we go, final lap of the race. Everyone is trying to take it home at this point. Yellow flag in Sector 1, though. It looks like the, was that the Haas or the Merc or what? Something happened there. Not sure why there was a yellow, but there was. And, huh. Well, it looks like everyone's okay. Nothing happened there. So at this point, everyone just wants to get their car across the line, secure the points. Because these could really come in handy later on in the season. Obviously, I'm sure we'll have a lot more people on the grid for these later races coming. We had a couple people missing tonight. And we have more people joining every day. So like I said, if you want to join, message me, Sidonian Muse, on Xbox or Discord, or Pete the Newfie on Xbox or Discord. And we'll set you up with a seat and get you in here, because we mainly just want clean, dedicated drivers. Like I said, we're going to race clean, and they're going to show up for most races of the season. Miss a couple here or there, but for, you know, at least 80% or more of the races you're going to be there for, you know? And it's no assists. So it ain't easy, but we got people of all different skill levels here. And we just want to have a good time. But there we go. Mr. Old School crosses the line. Mr. Old School in the Mercedes is your race winner for tonight. Vodka Victory finishes in second in the Aston. And Pete the Newfie crosses the line and finishes in third. So that is your podium for tonight, Mr. Old School, Vodka, and Pete the Newfie. 1, 2, and 3. And here we go. Now we wait to see everyone else cross the line and finish their race. Good stuff to the podium tonight. Sure, we'll be talking to them in a second when we do our podium interview in a moment. But there we go. Slingshot crosses the line in fourth. Amazing start to the NACS season for him. Congratulations. Smoke, after everything that happened somehow, he was at the back at one point. It was all done, but he managed to recover it and has secured. Looks like he's about to secure a 5th place finish for Red Bull. So that'll be a free 5 finish for Red Bull, which I believe will probably put them ahead in the Constructors. So good stuff to Smoke. Managing to clean up what he was doing during the race. Managed to pull all that time back. On the other guys, here we have Zoom Zoom in the Haas. His teammate, unfortunately, had a really rough race and had to retire because he was all over the place. But Zoom Zoom does keep it together, manages to cross the line, and finishes in 6th for Haas. That's going to be some great points for Haas there. Like I said, the Drupal AI, you know, that's not going to count. So, technically, finally, we have Rilio, who is going to have a 7th place finish on his hands. Even though he was way off, he didn't make any huge mistakes. He kept it together, and he's going to secure 7th and get some points for Ferrari, which I'm sure his teammate who wasn't able to make it tonight is going to be very happy about that. Like I said, congrats to our podium again and Mr. Old School for winning. We're going to get our podium in here now. Well, Mr. Old School is on PC. He's not on Xbox, so not going to be able to get him in here, unfortunately. But we are going to get Pete and Vodka in here for a quick little podium interview. So let's get the 2 of them in here. Oh yes, definitely, definitely. Can you hear me, Vodka?
Slingshot's in third.
Yep, Slingshot's in first. Yeah.
Great
so
win,
good-
Vodka. Great win, buddy.
Good
That
job,
was great
Vodka. Good
racing.
win, Vodka. No, but honestly, in case he watches this broadcast, old school, you are, really fast. You are, really good. You are a clean driver, but, you are very fast. And, I think, Pete, I think you should just drop him a message,
Okay.
and give him. It's mine, yours, and Vodka's, and everyone's thoughts, but just word it in a way, okay? In a nice.
Also,
He goes off
in
a curb and has no and loses no traction.
Yeah. So congrats, Vodka. You and Pete, man, that was you guys stole the show tonight. The two of you guys racing back and forth. That kept it entertaining. It was
I was
literally.
trying to play some tricks on Pete.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I
that
don't know what
was.
happened, man, in that final statement. I don't know what happened, man. My pace just disappeared.
I saw you pitting, and then
I tried undercuts.
Now, Vodka, you gotta clip him though, man. He hit your rear end, man. You gotta clip that.
Oh, great ace hit my rear end. Fuck.
So, but no, so good stuff to the guys. I think the only really big clip from tonight that we really got to look at is the whole turn 1 Haas incident, right? That's like the big talking point. So I'm sure, hopefully someone will submit that so me and the stewards can take a look at that. Because it was Pit Pens who lost it, right? I'm assuming that was the Haas who lost it, right? Pit Pens, not Zoom Zoom. Pete?
Hello?
Yeah?
Sorry, I'm just sorry. Go ahead. I'm just typing him.
Okay, no, I was asking you if it was Pit Pens who did that into turn 1.
Droop said in Discord that it may have been. I don't know if you got a clip or not. Because Droop and that Vince guy actually lost power.
Make sure that's not cracked even more.
Oh, that's why Vince didn't show up, because of the he had power problems too. Oh,
Him and Droop must be in the same county because they lost power.
I see, yeah, so a lot of unfortunate incidents for the first race of the season, a lot of like external factors, but you know, I'm sure we'll have a lot more people for the second race. Hopefully stuff like that won't happen. And but it worked out for the guys who were here, because y'all got some amazing points that are going to help you later in the season. So that's
I'm
where
just
it
so
works out
happy we
for
got
you guys.
Coda out of the way, and then we're getting a Canada out of the way, bro.
Yeah, we're
Like,
getting
Canada
some.
can be fun, but Coda I just hate every time.
Yeah, we're getting some rough ones out of the way, so we can get to the good stuff, you know. But regardless, you guys kept it entertaining tonight. I think everyone else, you know, from what I saw, kept it pretty clean. And yeah, like I
Just
said, unfortunately,
unfortunate, man. Like a lot of people are losing power, man. Same thing happened last weekend. Smoke lost his internet, and Droop lost power this week. And a lot of guys that checked in just had issues. And unfortunately, didn't get to race tonight. So hopefully next week will be a bit more entertaining around the field.
yeah, and like I said, we have some new people that are going to be coming in as well who weren't even ready to race tonight. You know, they're brand spanking new. So like Vince, like the Como guy, we'll have them on the grid for next week as well, I'm assuming. So I'm hoping we'll definitely have at least 12, if not more people next week for sure. Hopefully between 12 to 14 for next week's race. But no, good stuff to you guys. Look, the only people left in the lobby, the podium.
Oh shit, we gotta get Slingshot in here, man. What?
we must look at. I want to talk to him about his race before we end it off for the night. Are you sending him an invite?
I did, yes. I'll send him multiple.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, I showed the lap times. He was literally 2 seconds faster than you and Vodka.
Alright, no, I have
a
I have a list of every single lap, and how far ahead he was, even said when he pit and how far ahead he was, or how
Wait.
far ahead I was, and then before he caught up or something.
Congrats on the 3rd place, man. Congrats, buddy.
Congrats on your podium, Slingshot. First race of the season. Bet you didn't expect that.
You were actually keeping up with us, man, in the first stint, man. You were like within 4 to 5 seconds.
I had
And
100
your,
a lot of the time. I was fighting Pete, and I was just chilling on it.
And your mediums were probably falling off, right?
But yeah. No, good stuff. Good stuff, man. You kept it together, didn't really make any mistakes the whole time. You just did your race. And yeah, so that's gonna do it, I think, for tonight. You know, just one last time mention that if anyone else who's watching this stream wants to join up, just hit up me, Sidonia Muse, or Pete the Newfie on Xbox or Discord. If you want to join NACS for some clean, no assists racing here on F1 23. And we'll be back same time next Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to race the 2nd race of our season at Canada. So with that, I'm your host, Sidonia Muse, and we'll see you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix.
Alright, man. Thank you for having us.